absolutely loved the constant momentum and evolution of the animation. It was wonderful to watch evolve as we carried through, especially with the addition of the dazzling colors and textures in motion. It made it almost a hypnotizing experience and almost helped with this idea of the ritualisticness in nature. The music also added to the ceremony of it, the ritual of it, and elevated it to almost a feeling of the sacred, which I think was really important even to the storytelling.
So Malta used a lot of symbolism and sort of music that was kind of reminiscent to something that is, kind of going on trippy or kind of like a yoga sort of massage-esque hypnosis sort of state, which I think thought was interesting. The artwork, I think, was really unique, and I think the music sort of enhanced that uniqueness of the artwork. Yeah, and for me, it was interesting because it wasn't necessarily about a story or anything, but it was simply an experience, an experiential sort of short.
It was really trippy. Like this would be something that you could watch high and it would hit, yo. Yeah, it was really trippy. I like the aesthetic of it, like the um, ancient Mexican heritage aesthetic of it. And then I like the vibe, but then I saw that it was created by like AI. So then that was an interesting, um, you know, uh, new lens on it. And I think this speaks to the future of AI. So I think it's really cool. A really, really cool, like groundbreaking vibe.
I thought the way that the animations were constantly being, blurred and shifted was really cool and just something that I hadn't seen before. It just looked and felt very much like moving artwork, like a moving art gallery. And so even though there wasn't, really a narrative I was following, I was still very just intrigued by the visuals and just the moving style of animation and just kind of what was behind that, what was, fueling all of that.
This is a very highly stylized film. It's dreamy, it's psychedelic, it's kind of like a cinematic version of Salvador Dali. It was very attention grabbing and very eye popping. I loved the overall atmosphere and tone of the film. I thought the music was great. It was taut and fitting and just really tied the whole piece together very nicely. Um, the combination of visuals and sound here just really takes the viewer on a journey through sight and sound. Um, I thought it was very visually and emotionally expressive, and I just really enjoyed watching it.
Had, like, introduced color into the film, but they did it in a really subtle way. It was, mostly it was black and, like a grayscale, but they had, as you were transitioning and as you were going from kind of picture to picture, which also had so much movement and so much like this kind of like 3D effect that were like went into each drawing, each animation, each thing as you transition from one to the next, which was really, really kind of trippy to watch, but in a really good way, in a really fascinating way. And then each one progressively you introduced like this really subtle color change, and introduced more and more colors, which I really, really enjoyed because it wasn't like crazy over the top. It wasn't really vibrant. And with how much movement and everything else was going on, I liked that they chose to stay subtle because I feel like if it was too vibrant, it would have almost been too much, just going on visually. But because they kept it subtle and they, introduced it the way that they did, I thought it just highlighted everything more.